I need to replace that. Yeah. So episode 12, I guess we can get into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wave my hand like this. So there we go.
We skipped last week because of Firelands, and I feel like we needed a little bit of a break.
Yes.
So we don't really have like a formal agenda tonight. We kind of have a few topics, but also like the long agendas could be like they're just a ton of work. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit more brief. Plus, we get to talk about Firelands, which I think the coolest part of like Firelands was the fact that like we outprogressed like most pugs.
Oh yeah. It was so nice reading that Reddit thread. Oh my god. I was like, "What? This is amazing." Yes. I was so pumped.
People are like, "We couldn't even kill 2 bosses." I'm like, "We killed 6."
Yeah.
It's like we probably could have killed a rag, but I had to go. My bad, guys.
Yeah, I think
I just didn't feel like bashing my head on it.
No, I think if we had a day of prog,
a couple hours of wiping.
Yeah, we could do that fight for sure. There was a couple mechanics obviously, but yeah, if we honed in on it and just did it like because that's what we did in the other fights too. Like the guy right before him, who was the guy before him? Was Major Domo? No, was it Major Domo?
So
yeah, Major Domo.
Yeah.
After we did Bellrock.
Yeah.
And Major Domo, the freaking seeds almost were the end of us, and we got it.
Yeah. That was that's one of those situations where IS Boxer would have been way more handy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when I used to do that, like when that was current content, it was really easy. Just switch the window, run them out, look at my timers. And then because I was the only 4 boxer and the other 6 slots were real people. It's like, all right, I put my guys out. Don't stand by them. Okay, go.
Yeah, no, exactly. You guys you'd play around me.
My whole guild would play around me, and like it's what we did for like multiple expansions.
Yeah.
But what I thought was funny too is the spider boss. We made that.
A lot of people said they couldn't do that.
Well,
yeah.
We made it hard on ourselves too, because like in the old days, I think the tuning might be off. Like the starting damage was insanely high, but then like I don't know if it was because we had a multi-boxing druid guy going up top or what, but normally like you'd only send a few DPS up and it'd come down at like 50-60%.
Did you read the thread on this?
Yeah, I don't know if you because I read it too. Yeah, Zoc, you go
ahead.
It
was bugged. Yeah. So the fight was actually bugged. So the like correct strat that everybody was saying that they did to kill Bethelak was actually just to like they would send somebody up, but just so that he didn't explode. Yeah. But you basically just like
run up.
He came down at 100%, pop lust, and just like go to town.
Yeah.
So we actually followed like the right strat. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But like pugs couldn't do that.
No.
When it wasn't bugged, like it'd come down at like 50% and you could just kill it. It wasn't a big deal.
Right.
But when it was coming down at 100%, we're all like, "What the hell is this?"
Yes. No. It was.
It got up to like 30 stacks, and I'm just like, "Oh my god, it's gonna
It started like one-shotting tanks. It was literally one-shotting tanks.
I did make a highlight of it too.
I had 5 pallies. It went through multi-days, all 5 of my paladins. I think my last one, I bubbled it off and like killed it. It was crazy.
No, yeah, it was really tight. Like I looked at the highlight when I made the clip of it, and we were like probably like 5 or 10 seconds from a full wipe on the kill we got on
easily.
him too.
That was close.
And that kind of set the momentum too, because after that it kind of felt good to get one on your belt, and we went from there. But Rylith was basically the pug breaker too. But on top of the pug breakers though, one of the things that they noted in the thread, which I noticed when we first had it, which didn't hurt us too much because we could grab people from the stream instead, was you couldn't invite more people once you were already in the zone. In order to recruit more people, it was bugged that way too. You actually had to disband your entire group and remake outside.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, so that hurt a lot of people too. So whenever you lost people,
group finder
the
wasn't
group
working or something.
Correct. Yeah, the group finder would not work once you already when you zoned in.
We were adding people in and out, but I guess we knew people, so we
exactly. Yeah,
in the guild.
You couldn't just throw up an LFG for it. So that made it really hard too. Yeah, because as soon as you started losing people, there was no way to replenish those people that would leave. That would just be like, "F this, I'm out." So,
wow.
And then so Rylith was also the major, massive, pug destroyer too on that. Even for guild destroyer as well for that one. And
dude, that fight was hard.
We probably spent 2 hours on it.
Oh, we did. Yeah, the highlight showed
if not more.
But
it was pretty rough.
The strat to beat him was what we beat him with.
Trying to run the strat we always ran, and like the thing wasn't turning. And then when you guys were like, "Hey, we doing this?" I'm like, "Well, if you kill Rylith, I'll log in, but I gotta like eat or something because I just got done working." And then when I saw you were using 3 hunters with a rapid fire turn it. I was like, all right, that makes sense. That's a lot of
Yeah,
damage.
Mercurio is like so clutch in that. Like the 3mm hunters was like all we needed.
Yeah, that's what they said you had to use was hunters, BM hunters, or I guess Marks too. Does Marks still have a pet, or no? Did he not use a pet?
No, you don't have a pet.
No.
Okay. Well,
you can, but it's useless. It's like the worst decision you could make in your life.
For some reason, they said you had to use hunters on that to
But
get an even
he was
turn.
able to drive that thing pretty consistently.
No,
Whereas,
it,
like
straight up physical damage, single target, no AOE cleave, right? It's exactly what you need.
yeah,
And it was high burst, so it would turn fast.
it worked out really good. I was really happy. And then we got that next guy too. Or no, we did that one the day before the bird boss.
We did Shanix, right?
Yes.
As well, and that one was comical.
Shanix was pretty easy.
Yeah, but people were like stepping in every trap that hit the ground. It's like,
yeah,
no. But then the one that got us the Zoc meme, right? The bird. Remember, he's like, oh, I don't remember that. Yeah, that one. We actually killed that one pretty well once Zoc brought his demon hunter.
Yeah. We had to run. I feel like that was hard in all the way. That was hard in all the ways that I didn't expect it to be hard. Like
Dude,
the ads on the sides.
You.
Yeah, the ads on the sides were like kind of hard to manage, and then like the birds did so much freaking damage. Like I don't think the worms were spawning often enough, and then Multi-Days was stealing my worms. So then I like didn't have worms. I'm like, all right, screw me.
Hey,
I guess.
where's
Meanwhile,
your worm? Multi-Days like, oh, I just ate one. It's like, well, that's our side. Oh, I just wanted to get rid of the damage. Well, yeah, but he's gonna die.
Meanwhile, his druid is like healing for like passively through his legendary for like a bajillion amount, so he doesn't even need it. He's just like, I hate this big bird.
So did you guys? I don't know if you saw it right before I turned the stream on, but I read about it too. They may nerf it by the time time walking comes again. But the Night Fae 8-piece bonus, it has a low proc rate, which I'm assuming is once per minute, right? But it procs a Fae Guardian that lasts 30 seconds.
I've seen those guys.
It lasts 30 seconds,
sweet.
And it heals 5 allies every single time it heals, and it heals for like 450 health every time. But it doesn't scale down though, like other things though. So people were using those, and they basically like you didn't even need a healer because it was over healing everybody in the group, just like constantly.
That's what we're doing next time. Everybody's stacking.
That's so broken.
So I could just have like 5 druids with all the heals just going off, and you wouldn't even. It would be.
Is it Night Fae Druid or is it all Night Fae?
It's just Night Fae. Yeah, just Night Fae.
Yeah, I'll bring my Night Fae hunters. Because they'll need gear.
Well, because you can buy 8 pieces for 100,
anima each,
each, and then you're good to go because it's gonna scale down.
I would just have to finish the Covenant quest line, which I don't know. I've done every other Covenant quest line, so I might as well. But Jesus,
I let you do those. And
I finished it over the weekend. Brutal last scenario, brutal. Well, no, I shouldn't
say
brutal.
One?
It took me 20 minutes on the Night Fae. It just
you did the night
because you have to do it. You have to do it solo. You basically fight like the last boss, but it's broken into pieces. But whenever I have to do something solo, like a scenario, and you can't do it as a group, it's
saying
rough.
Like there's like all these solo scenarios, but like every other Covenant has scenarios, and I haven't had to do a single one of them solo. So like
Venthyr was really good.
Night Fae has a bunch.
Yeah.
Either they knew that you were gonna play Night Fae, and they're like, screw multi-boxers, like here's a bunch of solo scenarios, or like whoever programmed or developed the Night Fae quests just hated everyone.
Bastion the Kyrian has one solo one where you have to do the village, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they do have one solo one.
But Night Fae, the very first one, that whole reenacting the history.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh my god, that took me an hour.
Yeah, like an hour.
Hated it. Yeah, I did that one on my hunters, and I was just like, oh my god.
Because it just didn't end though. It was like all right. I did all like the reenacting. Yeah, exactly. No? It's like no, let's do it again. Oh no.
They're gonna run out of people for me to impersonate.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh no, let's go for the full history. Like, the last 5 expansions, here they are.
Oh my goodness.
The other fight that I thought was interesting was Belrock, where Multi-Days was hugging crystals as a tank. That was fun.
They spawned right on top of me. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, but you can move. You have
he would keep standing on them.
There's a crystal on me. Like, so move.
when we dropped in though, Zoc was doing really good though, working you guys in and out. So was that a call out to the Swift Point Z mouse that you're using? Were you able to do it with that, or how were you making that happen? like where you're
No.
juggling your guys?
Well, yeah, I was switching slots, but I essentially like my strategy was for you to get away, and then I
That
would
was
I
half
would
the
move
battle.
I would move my demon hunter like as far away from the crystal but in range as I could.
Yeah.
So then that way I could just move each subsequent shaman closer to the crystal.
Yeah, he just kept
And I
kind of
just like staggered them and I
doing them
just
like
kept doing
this.
that. And yeah, I
Yeah.
would just switch slots and
I gotcha.
move forward and like just kept pressing one.
Dude, I was just bombing hills on that fight, just like trying to keep people alive.
I was really impressed with both of you on for the multi-boxing thing, because you were able to just to transition to having a healer and already having them like good to go. Like for me, like I would have been like, oh, I can't do it. I need an hour to set up.
I just play the
Well,
game, man.
Yeah.
So on one of my accounts, like my tank account actually. So like my tank account is the account I always drive from, which surprisingly isn't my main account. I have a resto shaman on it. And so on that account, I play like 5 shamans or I play my shaman plus 4 hunters. And for those setups, I don't use like a focus healing setup. I just use click. So it's really
okay.
easy for me to bring a healer
yeah.
in and out.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I use Voodoo, and I already have my Voodoo profile set up on every character I play. And then I'm mostly an arena healer, and so because I'm usually an arena healer, that means I have to raid heal because I can react to mechanics and stuff, while other people are like, dirt, crystal. And so every guild I've been in, like, I get stuck as a healer, and I'm like, dude, but I'm a tank. They're like, yeah, but you top the healing meter. I was like, all right, okay, I guess I'll heal. And so I also found is when I was raid leading, I used to raid lead from the tank perspective, which was nice. But when I started raid leading from the healing perspective, it gave me a different like vantage point, and I found it more effective. Like I could see more of the fight. Whereas if I'm a tank, the thing's up in my face.
Oh, it's
I
for
can
sure,
call
yeah.
cooldowns and stuff. But I don't know. I kind of just got used to being a healer. It's not my ideal situation. I also play healers in Overwatch because people are bad at them, and I'm like, okay, I'll play Zen and get gold healing.
Yeah,
and
you can do damage with them. Yeah, and also you get faster Qs now as well.
Yeah, so I thought it was really good that Zoc brought in his Demon Hunter. Like that kind of was a game changer for us.
Yeah, it did a lot
we
more
were
damage.
Struggling. Like when I was getting the imprint mama mechanic on the egg, I could drop Ashen Hollow and it was awesome damage. But my paladins, I literally paid to boost them all. And I literally boosted, did the Shadowlands thing so I could pick my Covenant, and then I never logged in again until we raided.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So like Zoc swapping that up made us kill most of the things at that point forward.
Yeah, there was another thing I messed up on too on that raid for Rhyolith, and Zoc would see it every time, and for some reason my mind would completely blank it out though. But like there would be like the volcanic eruption, and it makes like the tremor. I never saw it. Like my eyes never saw it happen, and I would just stand in it.
I would call it out every time too. I was like, it's coming right for you.
I was watching his screen.
Yeah.
On your stream, like while I was eating, I was watching you guys. I was like, if they kill it, I gotta go log on. And I could just hear Zoc every time. Yeah. Dude, it's right there.
I literally couldn't. I don't know what it is. Like it wasn't that it was colorblind. It just my mind like completely ignored that mechanic every single time it went off.
DPS, convoke. Yeah. Oh, mechanics.
Well, there's like a lot of large things going on in the fight, and then it's like this small little red line. So if you're not like paying attention for it, it's like pretty easy to miss. But yeah, I kind of want to go back and watch the VOD because I feel like I was being a giant butthole.
No, it did totally fine. You need somebody to basically call that stuff out though, you know, like.
And Shatterstar helping us out as a solo player was fun too. Like he did a great job on it.
Dude, Shatterstar, like I joke about being mechanics god, but like that guy remembers like every mechanic ever.
No,
you kind of are the same way too, but like I don't remember it until I see it. But Shatterstar would be like, "No, it works like this," and I'm like, "Dude, how? Like, did you research this? How are you pulling this out of your memory?"
He may have redone it though on a solo person, but I'll give him like, credit though anyways.
If I just,
maybe, but still,
I don't know. If I kill a raid once, I kind of have it memorized. It's kind of a curse. But then like Shatterstar, he's like, "Oh, I got confused on the phase," and like blew us up on the jumping cats a couple times. That was pretty fun. I was like, "Well, that was a good attempt," and then a cat killed us. So
To be fair, I think he was eating tacos or something. So like,
I
That's
think
right,
he was
yeah.
killing with one hand and eating tacos.
Yeah, but he always made sure though when I'd pull the boss, the major domo, that he'd suck me in with the wings, with the leap
he
of
was doing
faith or
life
whatever
grip.
it is. Is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Where the holy
Yeah, life
priest
grip.
like
Life
okay,
grip.
yeah. That was
No,
like,
it was
nice.
good.
Yeah.
And then like I think we just had fun too, because like we weren't taking it serious, but we
No.
were taking it serious. Like we were trying to improve, trying to do mechanics. We were calling out stupid stuff, but not being dicks about it. And we killed stuff. And then you go look at that Reddit thread. Like I saw some of what you guys were talking about in Discord, and it's like one guild posted they did 8 of 8, and they were a pre-made guild, and like every other pug was like 2, 3, maybe 4 was like a good one, and we did 6, 7, whatever it was.
No, yep.
Yeah, I think the big differentiator is like I think we were all just trying to have fun and get some like easy gear that we probably couldn't otherwise get. So for us, it's like I'm just having a good time. Like, there's no need to like take this super seriously, and also like if I wipe a bunch, like who cares?
Yep.
Dude, it's
whereas like the pug mentality is like if we wipe, like screw this, I'm out. And like
it is. It's
I don't
so
know.
Toxic,
I like how much people were sticking with it because like. I thought for sure, like, after, like, how much Rhyolith we were failing at, like, I thought for sure people would just, like, immediately want to give up. But, like, you guys kept trudging through. And I was about it.
I'm usually a Mythic Raider, and I still raid in a #1 guild in a 20-year-old game. So, like, wiping doesn't bother me. I'm like, that's progression. It's only if we wiped the same mechanics or, like, each attempt there's no improvement, that's when I start to get annoyed. But every attempt there was always improvement, or we figured out a mistake we made that we could fix. And so it was tons of fun. Like that was most the WoW I did last week. Was just the Firelands with you guys.
Oh yeah, it was a bulk.
Yeah, I realized.
It was a bulk of mine too.
I realized on Sunday I hadn't done like anything, and it was a fortified week, and I'm just like, oh man, I missed out so hard.
By the way, being a fortified week, did you experience Spiteful at all? That's a ridiculous mechanic.
Bro, we did Firelands with you.
Yeah, that's true.
I did a +2, but I didn't make it much further than that.
So
is Spiteful one of the new +4s?
Yeah, it's just a +4 though, but it's insanely detrimental to multiboxing. And like, there's ways you can get around it, but basically, like if you kill like in previous dungeons where you'd kill, and actually it's in the other side where you kill like.
It's the one where it spawns an ad, right?
Yeah, it spawns an ad.
Like you kill something and it has
dude,
so, those things truck.
What they don't
those
go,
things it's so hard.
They go decently fast, but the problem is it's like when you killed like a shaman or something, right? Where it makes that little spirit beast that comes after you. But
yeah, can't you dispel them?
No. They have like 40,000 hit points on a +4 or a +5. Like they have a crazy amount of hit points. When you do damage them though, it lowers their duration, but they last for 12 seconds each. The problem is every single mob you kill spawns one. Every single one.
Yeah, so just.
It's insane. It's insane. They chunk your health. We're talking like almost 50% health sometimes on a hit. You're like, ugh.
What was the one the previous week that was the like Inspire buff? Is that what was the previous week?
No,
where like
that might have been
Prideful.
No, there's an Inspire too though.
I honestly feel like if you can get Fortified and Prideful, like you're 4-keying no problem.
No. Prideful is the new. It's inspiring. Yeah.
So seasonal. Yeah.
Prideful is the 10.
I think it's inspiring. Like it would make one. Like that's the one where I did a 4+ and like one mob out of every pack had like this buff on it that would.
Yeah. I totally take it. I'll take that all day.
Something.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like it's almost like a non-mechanic.
Yeah. So the Spiteful is not too bad, but if you have some kind of CC. Wow, yeah.
Dude, it sucked as a solo player.
Yeah. Like,
Spiteful,
I literally did Mythic 0 on one group and a Mythic 2+, and that was it for the whole week.
That's good, though. You're having fun in EverQuest, which I do want to talk about, too.
I don't know if I'd call it fun, but then Zoc over here is crushing heroic raids, like, then...
Yeah, no, we need him though. He's like he's the infiltrator. So because I think the goal is moving forward is we're gonna have to do some kind of scheduling where we can do at least Castle Nathria like once a week or something, or not once a week, maybe every other week. I don't know, like just to like do it as a
actually play on your server.
I think that's like I was thinking about this because like last week I had like 2 nights of raiding in my normal guild, which like we cleared Heroic Denathrius and we cleared Heroic Nathria in one night. So going forward, it should just be one night a week. But then, like, we did 2 nights of Firelands, and then like Monday night I had something. I don't know if we were multiboxing or what, but like every night last week I had like something going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is too much. I was like, this is too much video games.
It is.
I
Though.
think
That's
Monday
the problem.
you were playing catch up for the reset for Tuesday, because then Wednesday and Friday we did Firelands.
Yeah, it was just too much
Tuesday
WoW.
and Thursday.
I was like playing WoW every day, and I'm like, this is.
Yeah, you're
like,
gonna get in trouble with it.
Wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I was like, no, this is. It wasn't fun. Like I just didn't enjoy it. So, yeah, we got to figure something out for ratings. It's definitely something I want to do, but like, podcast plus WoW rating plus multi-box rating. I don't know.
No, yeah, there is too many things going on, and that's the problem that I run into a lot though. Is like, I get 3 days a week basically, and sometimes it's hard to progress because there's so much. There's kind of like a little bit of upkeep you got to do too, right? You got to make sure you do your MythicPlus, and hopefully if there's a good weekly or something as well going on. But as long as we're having fun, right? But yeah, I agree that if you're also solo rating too at the same time, it's a huge chunk. Even taking up just that one day. I mean, you just lost an entire day. And it's not like you lost the day, but it gets eaten. So yeah, we'll have to figure.
If you ask my fiance, I lost the day.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a 3-hour chunk.
But it is important too, though. I've gone through that, back and forth many times where, I mean, you start eating too much away and they get kind of angry. And it has detrimental effects where then you end up not playing WoW at all because, you're in the doghouse. Or you go to
the other extreme, like the guy here who plays video games 7 days a week.
Oh, so nice. So jealous. Don't tell my wife.
Yeah. I'm not jealous.
Dude, but I'm working all the time too. Like, honestly, my video game empire is a second job.
It's fun, though. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I took a month off Everquest to play WoW with you guys and multi-box and stream and all that. And, like, I looked back, I'm like, dude, I haven't streamed in 2 weeks. I'm such a loser. I need to go back to that.
Streaming's fun.
Yeah, I actually have a ton of fun streaming, just, like, talking to people. Random people, they show up, ask questions. Like, I'm super helpful. I'll help you. What are you doing about this? And they're like, what about this? Like, all right, yeah.
I still need to find, like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're cool. Go ahead.
I still need to like find a time that like works where I like actually would consistently stream.
Yeah.
You can always do it random too, though. But yeah.
You were talking about Sundays, and if you just go over the schedule you did last week and you throw in a Sunday stream, I think you're gonna be dead.
Yikes! Yeah, you're not gonna be existing anymore. Wife is gonna come on stream and just tackle you.
Yeah, it's like she's not even a wife yet.
No, that's right. Fiance is gonna tackle you.
This isn't gonna work.
She usually sleeps in, and I'm like a like not super early morning person. Like I'm not up at like 5 a.m. every day, but like I'm usually up by like 7 or 8 on the weekends. So usually from like 8 to 11, I can rely on like me having just unadulterated free time.
Sunday morning stream with Zoc.
Yeah, that's good.
Why go to church when you can watch Zoc?
That's right.
Zoc
just throw a couple of
You got Zoc, mechanics god.
Quotes in there. You're good.
Come pray to the mechanics god Sunday mornings.
It's like you talk about not standing in fire and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
Sumi's totally right. You have the blue glowy thing in the background. It's kind of
he totally does.
It's special. Like you're holy-ish. I don't know.
I like the random red thing above his head that pops into the screen every once in a while.
What is it?
Oh, so she likes to wrap like picture frames.
Yeah, it looked like a present.
And yeah, it's like a wrapped picture frame on the wall.
Nice.
We tore down all of our Christmas stuff. I actually have to take the Christmas tree out to the trash tonight, but she didn't unwrap everything.
I'm not judging, commenting on the added flair.
So we do WoW all the time, World of Warcraft. Tell me about EverQuest. Like, what's going on? I want to know. Like because it sounds awesome. Because you're playing 54 characters. You're literally playing the raid.
Let's not public about
That's
that.
true.
So yeah, I play a whole raid, but I also raid on Mondays in a real guild.
And that's not multi-boxing though. That's not cool.
Yeah. That's boring. Like, it's how I learned the mechanics to go multi-box it. And it's fun. But boxing your own raid, I can just tell you from experience because I've done it with. There was a multi-box crew where we started out where each of us was playing 1 or 2 groups, and there was like 4 or 5 of us. Then we had 3 people playing characters. Then we've done 2 people, and then we did 3. just having one person is huge. Just one. Just like one person to
Oh,
tank
yeah.
the boss. Keep it in the nice little corner, and I'll go do all the other stuff, and I'll come back and kill the boss. When I'm doing it by myself, I'm borderline an octopus. I've got 4 keyboards on my desk.
Oh.
With 6 mice. I've kind of toned it down. I think I can do it with 3 mice and 2 keyboards. The others are still here just for backup. But I wrote my own software that does like Windows management. So think of like IS Boxer for EverQuest. It's just a little more lightweight than IS Boxer because there was a period of time if you launched EverQuest with IS Boxer, you would crash. It was really annoying. And so, but I've got like these little floating windows that like I can anchor them wherever I want. When I launch a character, it grabs the slot, and then I have keyboard shortcuts. And EverQuest groups are exactly 6 characters, right? So this keyboard here, they don't make them anymore. I don't know if you can see that, the 18G keys. I found somebody selling these in bulk one time, and I bought like 12 of them like 10 years ago. I'm down to my last 3.
Oh no.
And so, yeah, it's like not the G11. The G11 has 18 keys, but it's the G510S. They're kind of hard to get. Every once in a while, I'll see them on eBay or something, and I'll buy them.
Those were like the popular keyboard back in like BC, weren't they?
Yeah.
I kind of remember the 510, yeah.
Yeah, so they've got 18 G keys, but it's perfect because like I can do 3 groups per computer. So if I do 3 groups per computer on 3 computers with 3 of these keyboards, that's all 9 groups because 9 times 54.
Yeah.
And like I know like my 2 tank groups, like the first 2 are the tanks, and then like 3 and 4 are always the clerics. 6 is the paladin. It's like I just have this whole layout in my head when I'm doing stuff and doing mechanics. The last expansion, most of it was multi-boxable. Like it was pathetically easy. This expansion, they've added a couple. So I don't know. EverQuest is low budget. Let's put it this way, where what you would get as a WoW expansion, like like when WoW does a content patch.
Yeah.
That's an EverQuest expansion. Okay.
Gotcha.
Like when you get a raid that has 9 bosses, we get an expansion that has 9 bosses. So like it came out in December. The first wave of tier 1 raids was 3 bosses. That came out like January 6th. Next weekend, I got a raid on Saturday because February 6th or 7th, whatever it is, tier 2 comes out. That's 3 bosses. And then in March, we get 3 new shiny bosses for tier 3.
Oh man, they really
so that's
just
how
like,
they can drag out
yeah,
a tiny ass expansion for 4 months.
So on there, I'm wondering like, I played like up to like Planes of Power and then Gates of Discord,
yeah, it was
right?
the best expansion. I loved Planes of
So,
Power.
but multi-boxing back then though, like things flowed a lot like slower, right? So it was a lot easier, I guess, hypothetically to multi-box because you wouldn't have to hit the keys, as much. But I think the newer versions of EverQuest though, like
EverQuest still moves slow, man.
Oh, it's still slow. It's not. There's not like the demanding mechanics like you see in WoW, right?
So there is, but not at the same time.
Okay.
So one of the things that EverQuest has that makes it really simple, like how I'm famous for doing the face roll where I press one button and it hits a bunch of keys?
Yeah.
So in EverQuest, they have a concept of multi-binding where I can bind multiple actions to, like, I have my whole spell bar. Like, I'll set up a little window and I put, like, the spells and cooldowns and abilities on there.
Yeah.
And I will bind them literally all to the F. Like when I press F, it's just like do everything. And then as my Shadow Knight, when I'm raiding as a solo player, G does everything but has my threat abilities. Because of those multi-binds, dude, I know single players that will play a cleric with like a bunch of group hills and like a single target hill in there. They target the tank in their group and they just do this, and it's basically spamming group hills. Because there's a lot of AE raid damage in EverQuest. Like it's getting stupid.
There was a lot back then too.
There's also these massive cooldowns. Like you do mass group buff, celestial regeneration, and I don't even know what it's called. We call it AIDS. It's like ancestral something. It's from a shaman thing.
Yeah.
And it's an AoE massive like kill over time. And every shaman or cleric in your raid has one of those. And then like bards have a thing where they can put up dirge. that makes you take more melee damage, and each bard in the raid gets one of those. So like I have a crazy amount of hotkeys because I run 9 shamans and 7 bards in my personal raid. And so like I have this huge screen where I'm like, okay, keep in my head, did I hit Dirge 1 and AE Hills 2 and Paragon 3? No, was it 2? And if I'm wrong, I burn a cooldown.
Huh.
So I mean, it's definitely fun. It's challenging. I could never play the game as a solo player. Like, I play as a solo player in a guild and I have fun because it's a top-end progression guild.
Yeah.
But, like, as a solo player running around trying to get groups, I just couldn't do it.
No, for sure.
The server I play on is Fiona Vi. Pretty much everybody multi-boxes. I mean, everybody. Like, Everquest has become, like, a 6-boxer game. There's a few top-end guilds where, like, that people don't multi-box. But like almost every person I play with is running at least characters. You know, some of them run 3. But that's just how EverQuest kind of morphed. And because of the dying like population, they added mercenaries, which think of it as like a tank, healer, or DPS, whether it's melee or caster, that's AI driven. But they do pretty decent jobs. So some people will 3-box, and then each one of their 3 characters can spawn a mercenary. So you could play like really common combination I'm seeing is people play a Shadow Knight and a Shaman with a Bard. So Bard gives you crowd control and other utility. Shaman's nice healing and debuffing, and then Shadow Knight's broken. That's why I play them.
And like I'm guessing three wizards or something.
Cleric mercenary, and then like 2 rogue mercenaries or 2 wizard mercenaries for damage. And like the mercenaries will buff and even heal you. Like, and then the cleric mercenaries will even do that 96% res because you lose experience in EverQuest when you die. So like clerics kind of can be replaced in terms of group content, but like raid content, like you need real people playing clerics.
Do they allow mercenaries in raids or no?
No.
Okay, gotcha.
I wish. That would make my life so much easier. Need half the account.
Yeah, no, they don't want to do that. But and it's good revenue for them, right? Because if you're having to pay for 6 accounts, you know, if it's just a 6-box to fill out a group, and they're doing good.
You know, WoW tokens, right?
Yeah.
EverQuest has Chrono. Same concept. I think you can pay like $17 for a Chrono, sell it in game, and if somebody buys your Chrono, they can right-click it for 1 month subs. I just farm plat and buy Chronos, but because I know that the game needs some type of revenue, and I've played it my whole life, I have 6 accounts that I keep on 1-year subs just to keep the game going, right?
Yeah.
I know I'm not single-handedly funding EverQuest, but I'm at least
you're
doing
just
my part.
Yeah, but somebody had to buy that Chrono at least hypothetically.
Yeah.
Unless they just, you know, I don't know. I guess
there was a time there was a dupe where people were duping them,
and
then like there was mass ban waves, and like,
yeah,
dude, the economy's got all messed up. Yeah, I try to just keep to myself and not be overly intrusive in gameplay, because there's some guys that will like go camp 30 characters on a name spawn and don't move for 6 days. It's like, dude.
Yeah. Hopefully they can just, you know, GMs can be like, don't do that.
But so for people who were playing World of Warcraft, didn't get into hardware boxing, EverQuest is not a game that I'm like, hey, go out and play it. But if you are super into the multi-boxing like play style, it's a fun one, because there's a class role that I feel like EverQuest has that WoW is always needed, and that's crowd control. So bards and enchanters are like my 2 favorite classes to play as a solo player, and your entire job is locking down mobs. So like think of a mage that polymorphs, right? You can only polymorph 1 target. Well, an enchanter can do it to like 12 targets.
Yeah.
So you can pull these massive things, and if you have a good enchanter, you can like debuff them, keep them mezzed, and then the group's killing one at a time and you're controlling. And so there's a 6-man group, so you can still run like a Trinity comp, but now you have a CC slot or like a buffer. So there's a lot of fun interactive gameplay.
Yeah, no, I was really hoping they would have made that character in World of Warcraft like in the...
I was hoping for a bard or enchanter the whole time I played WoW.
Yeah, I think a bard would be insanely fun. Although I guess
instantly play a bard.
I guess, yeah, bard would be tough though, because it'd be melee hypothetically, right? Like we wouldn't be able to take advantage of it as much.
With that. I don't care.
It would go good with your name though, right? Like because you like didn't bard have like as why you made your name?
Yeah, I originally started as tone deaf.
Yes, that's right. This tone. That's what it was from.
Yeah, and then I switched to lull. But I don't know. I guess we're just doxing myself on all my EverQuest shit. So that'll be fun.
That's okay.
Speaking of like software though, I think it's think it's really cool you do your own raids, and it's like almost like the disappointing factor of like kind of where we're at with WoW, because like man, it would be so cool to do like a 10-man Nathria raid solo.
Yeah.
But like you just can't scale with hardware like that. Like I would never, 10 box hardware. Like I couldn't.
Was 10 boxing WoW with IS Boxer, right, on a couple computers. I have the physical hardware where I could 9 box with no changes. I would need one more to hit the 10 box. But with the limited mobility, like, I mean, I could have 2 keyboards. So I could have, like, here's an
A ranged group and a melee group.
Amos 8 port, right? And I could, like, try to keep track and slot swap. But, like, I don't know. I got to get better at the on-demand slot swap and move. And where it messes with my head is, like, I unbind WASD.
Right.
And I'll use, like, Alt or Shift WASD. When I switch that slot, I'm like, why aren't they moving?
Yep.
Or I just use arrow keys, but now I'm moving everybody, right?
I've thought of using like another keyboard that has like WASD QE like bound to the Alt variants.
Yeah.
And then like rather than pressing like, having to press like Alt W, just like
put a profile in there and remap it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But just have like, because I've got like
that idea. Good idea.
I've got like one of these like little, you can't see it, one of these little Red Dragon like half keyboard things.
Yeah.
So I could, in theory,
the same guy.
We did talk to the same guy. So I haven't really found a good use for this thing because it doesn't really like replace my keyboard. And to be honest, I kind of like the cleanliness of just having one keyboard.
Yeah.
But if I were to use it, I think that's like the direction I would head in.
I've reduced my WoW setup to one keyboard, one mouse.
Yeah, it's nice. I really haven't taken enough advantage of the key.
Highly recommend. Good
I haven't
job,
taken. I haven't taken enough advantage of it.
I'm still at 2.
One, like you have the quick swapping of slots with an Amos and that mouse. It's pretty easy. So I think you're onto something. I'm gonna steal that idea. I'm gonna go see if I can make my Red Dragon just always be pressing Alt W, Alt A, and you might solve my movement problem.
That is a big issue. I end up when I swap slots.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. There's like weird words that come out if you slur that.
I guess there is. So it's when you do that, when you move it over though, like I end up having to just use the mouse and I hold down left to right click, just to kind of move.
That's what I
way.
was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if at the same time I'm doing that, I need to do something else or target a mob. Now my brain's like target this thing. Oh, but I'm broadcasting over here, or worse.
Yep.
I right click and I'm like, oh shit, and all my guys go whoom.
Yep.
Like
switching
my setup was horrible.
Switching slots like on the fly is like super difficult for me to like conceptualize. Like an IS Boxer was just like, okay, Control Alt 2, switch the screen, press this button.
Yeah.
Now it's like press this button. All right, move the mouse. Okay, now I need to switch back. It's like because I'm not visually seeing it change on my screen, it's like harder for me to process like where my mouse is at any point in time.
This is probably the number one thing that IS Boxer that we don't have, and I don't think there's any way 100%. There's no way to fix. I don't think there's a way to replicate what we had before.
So I'm doing something that I don't know if it's in the gray area, if you will, of the terms of service. I have a hotkey because I'm using Multiplicity, which all I use it for is I can mouse into another screen and mouse out, right? Just so like I get focus. I'm not using any.
Technically, Emos can do the same thing too. So
yes, you can set up Emos to do the same thing with like the thing.
Oh yeah, the serial switching.
Where I say that I'm in the gray area is I made a hotkey where if I hit Control 1, it moves to Computer 1 and it centers my mouse. If I hit Control 2, it moves to Computer 2 and center my mouse. So at least I can find my cursor, or I can at least reset my cursor.
Oh, I think that's totally
that,
fine. Yeah.
Dude, I was losing my mouse all the time. Like,
no,
I'd be like, where the hell is it? There's too many pixels.
Yeah, that's not broadcasting strokes though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
you're totally green. I wouldn't be worried about that at all.
Yeah, I mean,
I use the same software, but I couldn't get that to like reliably work for me.
So I've got the 4 potato boxes as multi-days has coined the term, even though mine have like 1070s in them and stuff.
Potato
I spent
plus.
like $3,000 on my potatoes. Over on the monitor that's kind of to my direct right, where you can kind of see this hand moving, is my 4-way layout. and those are running 1080p. So when I click the hotkey, well, not click, but press, it does like the exact dead center. That one was easy to calculate. And then on the main computer, I'm running 2 big ass widescreen monitors. I just did the math to be like, what is like roughly the middle? And so I try to make it dead center. So if I lose my cursor, I just hit Control-1 and it's right back on the main screen in the dead center, and I can recover. And then when I'm slot swapping, holy cow, that's harder to say than I thought it would be. I use the little Z mouse thing. I haven't quite experimented with it yet, but I don't know. I press the button and then it changes the slot, we'll call it, on my A mouse, and then I can move it. But then at the same time with my left hand, I hit the hotkey for that one, so I know the cursor is going to snap over there.
Yeah.
And so that's how I've been trying to handle it, but even that's still been rough.
There's a lot of optimization, but yeah, like if we could get it back there, because I even know Sir Scruffington really capitalized, even instead of like moving or flipping to the other screen, it looked like on his side he would just, because iOS Boxer let you control another character by holding down a key and just moving that character. Then I don't know if you guys ever took advantage of that. Instead of swapping to the actual character,
yeah,
you could just control that one, like a specific character slot from your main character.
So, but what Zach's saying, and I think I'm gonna have to test it this weekend. If you plug your $200 mouse that we're totally plugging right now into the A mouse that has the buttons to do the dynamic slot swapping, I think I got it that time, and this little half keyboard abomination by Red Dragon into the same A mouse, when you do the click on the mouse to do the dynamic slot, this little guy will be already wired up to that slot, and if you just already have that bound where W is the same thing as Alt W or Shift W, whatever your combination is,
that's super smooth.
You can just click the button on the mouse, and then with your left hand, just use WASD like you normally would and just run normally.
Yep.
I think that might solve my problem that I've been trying to solve. I think that's a great idea.
It's really good, yeah.
For that alone.
And I would definitely use the W. I would use the A and the D instead of strafing. I would definitely just have them as keyboard turning, because sometimes you just need to literally just turn the character.
Who is this guy?
You got keyboard turn. It's amazing. Keyboard turning is super important for multiboxing, because sometimes.
How did you hit 2K in arenas as a keyboard turner?
Okay, so think about this, right? Think about this. Say you're tanking, right, and your characters had followed you, right? They're stuck on follow. If you strafe left or right, you make the potential of causing your followers to break their cast because they move towards you. The best thing you can do to see the guy is to turn, just like, turn, and then you don't actually break. You don't mess the casting up.
Have you ever heard of mouse looking? You just click the right mouse button and turn.
Oh, the right mouse. I guess you could. Yeah. I don't do that.
Just wait till I tell you I backpedal.
Oh, backpedaling. Backpedaling is legit for multiboxing.
I use backpedaling for my alts.
Backpedaling's legit a lot of the time.
So there's that Torghast ability where you lose the ability to go backwards.
Dude,
Have
you
guys
seen that? Yeah, you lose the backside.
I don't need that ability at all.
You're like, why am I not moving? So I use the little arrow keys to control my 4 boxes, and like left is strafe left, right strafe right, up is up, down is back, right? I do that all the time, but on the driver, you gotta use your mouse, man. Like, you can like 360 jump and look around and do stuff, and then you switch slots and you run off the map in Torghast, and I rage.
Yeah. No, I use the mouse a lot, and the really bad thing about the mouse is I don't take advantage of that, and I don't take advantage of what you guys probably. I know Zoc does it, but to make my targets, I always tab target. I never click on them.
I tab target every time.
I don't know why. I just don't click on them though. But
it's faster.
It feels like it's faster, yeah. Until you target something that's way off in Egypt, and you're like, what was that?
Yeah. Well, I do cycle nearest enemy on tab and just smash that thing.
Yeah,
like some people macro target enemy into their GSE macro, which is like,
no, that's risky.
It's gotten me into so much trouble in the past. Yeah, in dungeons, absolutely. Like, I mash buttons. Like, that's a terrible idea.
If you're mashing hard, the thing dies, and before you let go, it's like the whole pack over there is running at you, and you're like, what happened? Oh yeah, target nearest enemy.
So
I can't tell you how many motherload keys I blew in BFA. Because my hunters had target enemy in them.
In BFA, that's a really good example. That target enemy, I didn't realize that, but that was what was causing me to not be able to finish a horrific vision with 5 chest or whatnot. is the target enemy.
Dude.
As soon as I took the target enemy off, I had no issues clearing it. Like literally that thing was like
This
a
is
net
my
negative.
impression of your GSE macro.
Everything.
What is everything you could
Yes,
possibly do
that's right.
in one button? Like
It's so
tanking with
accurate.
you in Firelands, I was like, dude, are you auto growling? Like what is this? And so I'm like, fine, you main tank and I'll just heal and tank.
No, I took
to be
that
fair,
off.
the auto talk works really well with a tank group. So when he
Of
runs
course.
like 4 DK tanks, like that's legit. But yeah, the auto
I'm running
is
5
ridiculous.
paladins so I can control damage and heal, right? But like if I'm going with the group, watch what I do. I drag it out of my hotkey mashing, but he's like, no, it's built in. It's GSE.
Yeah,
bro.
you
It does
can't do
everything.
it.
Kitchen sink,
Yeah.
basement, plumbing, architecture. I
Yeah,
got it
like-
all.
I'm on the kiss
I was
method.
using it.
His shaman macro.
Oh my god,
That's
dude,
really
his
good,
shaman
too.
macro was like
They're-
greater earth elemental, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, no wonder why this is so inefficient. Like, you've got literally every button you could
Well, and it
possibly
like
want to.
nukes and heals and does cooldown. I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, I'm not mocking you, but I'm mocking.
No, it's good though. It's good.
Totem, like Earth Shield before combat starts. So if you don't have a focus target, it just doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do
Stands
anything. Yeah, that
there.
is pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
I do need to fix my druid macro too, because if the person that's focused dies, the characters will stop working because they're trying to do a rebirth too.
Dude, yeah, your
so-
auto battle res. I'm like,
I actually really like that.
That's super
I-
sweet though.
I have
I
porn.
actually
Like, I see you use it. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I need to do that. And then, like, in reality, I'm like, I don't want to burn a battle res. But I don't know. I have mixed feelings. But with all the crap we give you, I think you have the highest key clear out of all of us now. I think I have a 5B. I think you have a 6.
There may be. I got a 6. It wasn't close to timing, but it wasn't bad. It's just because the key, the 6. Well, I mean, you can only get Halls of Atonement so high, right, before you get a different
Oh,
key.
dude, I would love to get a 6 key halls of it.
I'm pretty sure we could all do a 10. We could all probably do a 10 halls on there.
Yeah.
I'm interested to try Necrotic Wake because it got nerfed on Tuesday, or I guess yesterday. It got nerfed.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Really?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so
they
this-
nerfed a bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah.
I saw a ton of changes, and I was like, I need to read this before I log in.
No, you're totally fine. So the most important things, though, the biggest thing is you no longer lose the spears, the hammers, or the orbs if you die. Yeah. Like, so you can just grab them.
Slayer crew incoming.
And then they nerfed like a ton of the mobs by like 30% health. Like the big Stitchwork guys, they had like 35% less health. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff.
The trash
What about the class changes? I saw Pally's got a hit, or is that the upcoming?
No, they got
kinda
a hit,
upset.
but it was PvP related though.
Yeah, no, it was all PvP
Yeah.
related. There was
They
Pally's,
spin their
mages, and
support.
priests.
If you guys have watched like any kind of like arena PvP like by solo players like high end
That's all
arenas,
I watch.
prop paladins
It's-
are disgusting. They are absolutely disgusting.
Well, that or it's Holy Pally 2 Fire Mage. That combo is insane.
Yeah, well, fire mages are really bad too. Somehow they have like an unlimited health pool with that ice barrier
and then
and all
there's like the meta right now. If you watch like Sea-Doo and those guys, Windwalker, Fire Mage, Holy Pally, it just tears
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
RMPs, they're just crushing too. Like they'll lose a couple games, but I mean, Sea-Doo, I was watching the other night. He got up to like 3,250 MMR. I was like, what?
that. Is he playing? I'm assuming he's
number
doing the
one
holy
in the
paladin.
region right
Is
now.
he holy
What's
paladin
that?
then? He's doing holy paladin. Okay, because I know his
Everyone's doing
shtick
holy
was
paladin.
shaman though, right?
But so I don't know if you watch closely some of these guys at high-end PvP. They're using the Prop Pally legendary and smashing stuff before the gates open. You have that huge buff.
Huh.
So Holy Pallies are using a Prop Pally legendary, casting a bunch of stuff, so they have this big buff
And then run it
when
in
the
there.
gate opens.
That's interesting. No, yeah, the prop paladin they're using as a healer though, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So that
back
makes sense why they
in,
nerfed it. Yeah.
Oh, back in
competitive-
Wrath.
Yeah, back in Wrath, and like when I was doing competitive, I was a Prop Pally arena healer above 2K.
Dude, that
You
was
just
the
like
most
throw
fun.
your shield, killing people, and I was running with a enhancement shaman and a beastmaster. So like pop lust, because that was before lust got removed. They just go swarm the thing, throw a shield at a caster, and if anybody touches me, I bubble, and I'm like, what, bro?
Dude,
And
that
then,
was
like,
the most fun I've ever had in WoW PvP.
Yeah.
Was playing Prot Holy Paladin and having an
and
interrupt
two
as a
rogues
healer.
are on you, and you're just healing through it like it's nothing. Like,
Yeah, because you don't take any damage. You were
Yeah.
Prot. You had like defensive cooldowns and oh
you
my
pop
god.
Guardian and like hold
was
on,
so
let me pop
broke.
Guardian. I got melee on me. All right, you're full health, dude.
it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
overall.
I still think we should try to do 3v3 where we each play a single character. That could be some pure comedy.
It would be pretty.
In arena.
No, it would be pretty good, but I'd be just as effective as if I was multi-boxing because I'm terrible at a solo character. I think it'd be fun. I would do threes with my friends, and they're like, it's like how did you get gladiator? Like you're like terrible, and I'm like, yeah, I know. So
you're like, well, because it's called EMCL.
That's right, exactly. You know, there's the thing. No, so I did pretty good.
I feel like either Zoc or I could play a healer. We'll put you on some random damage.
I will be honest.
If
Zoc
wants to heal, I'll do damage. If he wants to do damage, I'll heal. I don't care.
I did do okay as a Beastmaster. That was not too bad. And Resto Shaman was not too bad too. But yeah, you can make
like
it
the
work.
2 easiest classes.
There you go.
I just hit BM and pet attack and then
that's right.
collected points.
It's got to work.
But so, did we cover everything, Zoc? We always kind of just BS around your outline and feel a little bit bad. But this one, you didn't put as much work in.
I was curious what instance I should do next. So I've done. So it's my shaman team.
Yeah. Are you
liking it? I've done really great with.
Are you liking elemental?
Also,
okay.
I like elemental.
Yeah.
The Vengeance Demon Hunter, I think, makes it.
Yeah.
So
I'm
Vengeance
super
Demon
jealous.
Hunter makes up for all of the basically makes up for the fact that you can't do AoE DPS because your Vengeance Demon Hunter just jumps in, you press Fell Devastation, and you're doing 7k DPS.
Yeah,
I've got every pull.
My shaman team has my Demon Hunter with it. They're like 55, I think. I haven't had time to play them, but that group looks.
I may have
the
to
Demon
level.
Hunter makes it.
I may have to level the Demon Hunter now. I don't know. We'll see.
Watching you do the 5-chain harvest in Firelands was so awesome. I was like, that's so good. That's exactly what I want.
It's a reset. It's a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
There's
a week to get the legendary off the world boss.
It is. Yeah.
I got it.
So I have to play WoW this week. Okay.
Just get your shamans to 15, go do the world boss, and you'll be set.
Yeah, just on one.
Because I just got my.
Wait, no, your Trinity comp has a shaman, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, you just kill it with that. You can kill it with the Resto Shaman. You'll get the memory, and you'll be all set.
And then it'll share with all my accounts.
It shares it on all of them. Yep.
All right, perfect. That's the plan. This is why we have this podcast. This is how we hang out. We get advice. Zoc comes up with the big brain mechanics.
That's good.
I just make fun of multi-days.
It was important about the chain harvest though, because I was upset because it wasn't a good offensive ability, but it's an amazing defensive ability.
Dude, he was literally 4 shamans, or were you running 5 at one point?
I was running 5, but as enhancement you get it uses Maelstrom, so
yeah,
it's even better.
Instant cast.
Yeah. It's even better.
When we were doing a couple of the fights, him and I were communicating in Discord, and I would not do a healing cooldown because he'd have chain harvest, and it was a full wide raid heal. I'm like, this is amazing. And then I would top off people, and then I'd pop one on the next damage. That.
Yeah, because each shaman's gonna heal 5 characters.
Yeah, just one shaman with chain harvest. When I made my shaman Venthir, I noticed it was a whole other defensive cooldown. It was awesome. And so I was like, yeah, this might be why I might do 4 of these. Pretty sweet.
Do you think the 3 enhancement would be better in arenas than a prop paladin and 2 enhancement because of that chain harvest?
I've been running 3 enhance, but I haven't really pushed it that far. Just because I like it more, but I think prop paladin would probably be better.
Yeah.
From having
things, right? You've got the pally silence from afar. You've got the stun to keep the shamans on the thing, not popping their cooldowns where they can ascendance from 30 yards away.
Yeah.
But then there's also freedom bubbles and off hills. But then 3 enhancement shamans can just zerg the crap out of something too.
Well,
so
what I've noticed,
that's a tough choice.
On my limited gameplay, what I've noticed is that when I do drop a target, it's usually due to chain harvest, off the get go, because the double chain harvest it just does a lot of damage when it's instant cast.
And Ward of Glory free is a huge hill too. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
Well, the biggest. I
guess it would turn on how geared is your tank if you're doing decent tank damage. Because when I do my solo prop pally just to mess around and I go Q in there, there's times I'm out damaging DPS.
So the biggest thing that I feel the only reason I will even keep the paladin is because you take Guardian of the Ancient Kings, you turn it into Guardian of the Forgotten Queen, I think it's called, and basically it replaces that ability, but Guardian of the Forgotten Queen, I think, is the name of it. So basically, you pop that cooldown though, and it gives a 10-second immunity to whoever you put it on. You can put it on yourself or somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So
awesome.
it's really nice because you start fighting, and whoever they start focusing, you just throw it on that character. And the only issue is that
off and say they switch to your other shaman, you give them a bop, right?
Yeah, you can give a bop.
Melee on 'em.
Exactly. Exactly.
And if you get rooted, you can freedoms at least one of them.
Yep. Yeah.
But
so you have some
I mean,
options there.
Zoc has 3 or 4, or is it 5 shamans now with weapons or enhanced?
4 are enhanced.
Because I feel like you've hit the weapon level where, like, I know in Battlegrounds you're just wrecking people. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, I'm already at 4. I can get them higher now.
Are you able to just pop everything, get the wolves, you're zerging them down, and then you hit Chain Harvest for a kill, or are you still using it for like more of a group lay on hand?
So Chain Harvest will absolutely land a kill.
Yeah.
Because you have the conduit that increases the critical strike chance of it, but like 3 times of that, and you're like gonna drop somebody like 75 to 80% of their health.
Yeah, it's
like
what
it's
I figured.
Like, I mean, if they have a defensive and they see it coming, then that's a little bit different.
It's hard though when it's instant, you know.
Can 2 of them smack them pretty good, or is it, you need
see
that
that's
third?
where I think it would fall off. And I've really only done like 4 arenas, and I haven't done it with like the current gear that I have. I was like 10 item levels lower, so
Yeah.
I've been kind of focusing on Ellie and doing MythicPlus.
Yeah, makes sense.
But that's probably where I'm gonna head in a like next week. Probably like a couple weeks from now, to be honest, because I'm really enjoying Ellie and PvE.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how that
hating
goes.
Trinity, and so I'm like, finish my paladins. They're fun. So I'm like,
the problem is they're
shamans
easy
are
to
the next
blow
one.
up.
What's that?
The problem is they're just easy to blow up. So
Oh yeah, they're squishy.
yeah. So and everybody else is running around with like 210 eye level. So you know,
I'm trying to
even
do
being
triple red
20
to
item
terrorize
low.
people. I just hit wings ×3, start swinging hammers, bubble whatever they target.
But so I've done HOA, Halls of Atonement, and I've done Sanguine Depths, and I actually did Sanguine Depths in like 30 minutes this week, which
that's good.
Last week when I did it on +2, but I also did it like on 0 beforehand. And like the first run I did, I had to repair twice, which in Sanguine Depths to like run out, you have to like run all the way out.
You have to go literally all the way out.
Much. Yeah, because you can't mount in the instance anywhere. So I got it down to a 30-minute clear, and I didn't have to repair. It was like awesome because I basically just like figured out how to do the fights. But I'm wondering where I should go.
I would go to Mist. I think Mist.
I don't know. I really don't like Mist.
I would probably just go to Necrotic Wake then. So the only issue,
Necrotic Wake or Mist.
Yeah, the one you'll definitely have issues with. I'll probably even skip is Spires of Ascension. The last fight trying to grab the orbs with shamans just doesn't work well at all.
I would definitely stay away from Spires of Ascension. Theater of Pain isn't bad, but I feel like Plaguefall, the last boss, really hard.
It also got nerfed too, which is kind of cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking of doing on the like list of like places I kind of want to go. I've got like Plaguefall, which is kind of lower on the list. I was thinking Necrotic Wake, and I was also thinking Theater of Pain, and then Mist kind of being in there, but I really don't.
The last boss in Mist sucks.
Yeah.
There's that. So if you have the big brain burst, right, where you can go
I do.
ham,
yeah,
you can kill it. But if you don't kill it, because like I've noticed on some of my groups, on like 0 to 4 keys, if I do enough damage, I either get 0 chain linking or 1, right? 1's survivable, but just you have to make sure you interrupt that charm or you're done.
Yeah.
So the great thing about the shamans is like they have so much single target damage.
Yeah.
And you pop heroism
and chain harvest to cover yourself on me.
Yeah, so you pop Lust, you pop your Fire Ellie totem, and like my shamans are bursting like 5k DPS. So like I'm actually excited.
Ascendance and mash lava.
Are you using Ascendance or using Stormkeeper?
I'm using Stormkeeper. Which might be a mistake. I might sim it later and play with it a little bit. I don't know.
Every solo player uses Stormkeeper. I just use Ascendance because
Stormkeeper is better for like long duration fights, but with us multi-boxing, you want the much single target burst to kill a boss.
Exactly.
That's why I like Ascendant.
I think Zoc likes you probably chuck out more lightning bolts than I do though. I'm guessing on your character.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Versus what?
I don't know. If you have the legendary now, you probably are chunking a lot of lava burst though. At the same time.
It's pretty even. Yeah, I haven't looked at the like total cast count, but Lava Surge definitely, or Lava Burst definitely increased dramatically.
Yeah, and on top, you have the Demon Hunter with the 5% more damage, which is super awesome too.
Well, I mean, the Demon Hunter just does a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I really want to see. Like, you need to post some of your parts.
What's the Venthyr ability for Demon Hunter again?
It's my Demon Hunter is Necrolord.
Oh.
Wait, do you know
So
what the
wait,
Venthyr one is?
What? Necrolord?
Yeah. He
Nah.
likes big shit.
Yeah, it's my priest for Necrolord.
Isn't that
I'm gonna
really
go,
terrible though? Do you even use it?
Fleshcraft?
No, the
or the other one.
The other one, yeah, whatever that thing is. We have to like kill the ad.
No, yeah, I don't use the other one. Yeah, I don't do anything with that.
Yeah, you should definitely put him as Kyrian then, because the Kyrian ability is insane. 30-second cooldown for that.
Yeah, I'm probably going to.
Yeah.
And it'll let you activate the line.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And then you can get that massive AOE damage to the first boss. Necrotic Wake's like basically a free gimme.
With all them spears.
Yeah, that's what I was planning on doing, because Kyrian Demon Hunter is kind of broken anyways.
It is.
Plus, you can use, so like as we look towards like further keys down the line, you can use that vial for so much stuff. Like the vial will dispel Necrotic, which is one of the affixes this week.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm just gonna try to get a Tyrannical done this week.
They're not.
I've got
a
Halls of
Oh, you have a Halls of Atonement in there?
I have a Halls of Ascension to Sanguine Depths key, so
definitely.
I think they're both possible.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Did he freeze on your side, lol?
Yeah, he froze.
Okay.
I think it's a good time to wrap up the podcast because
Sure.
gave up.
You still there, Zonk? No, he's still thinking about it.
I heard his audio. I think he's getting the big brain mechanic.
Yeah.
Raids.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Now he's sharing his screen with us.
No, I minimize it so I didn't see it anyways.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with that, guys. I appreciate it. That's episode 12. We'll do 13 next week. Thank you, lol. Thank you, Zonk.
Yep. I'll
right.
see you next time.
Sounds
we
good.
definitely need to raid or PvP together.
I agree. That is a good idea. We'll do that.
All right, later.